Dr. B. R. Ambedkar. Dr. B. R. Ambedkar was born on 14 April 1891 in the town and military cantonment of Mao. He was the last child of Ramji Maloji Sakpal, an army officer who held the rank of Subedar, and Bhimabai Sakpal. His family was of Marathi background from the town of Ambedkar in Ratnagiri district of modern-day Maharashtra. Ambedkar was born into a Mahar or Dalit caste who were treated as untouchables and subjected to socio-economic discrimination. Although they attended school, Ambedkar and other untouchable children were segregated and given little attention or help by teachers. They were not allowed to sit inside the class. When they needed to drink water, someone from a higher caste had to pour that water from a height, as they were not allowed to touch either the water or the vessel that contained it. This task was usually performed for the young Ambedkar by the school peon, and if the peon was not available, then he had to go without water. He described the situation later in his writing as "no peon, no water." He was required to sit on the gunny sack which he had to take home with him. Ambedkar passed his examinations and went to high school. His original name was Sakpal, but his father registered his name as Ambedkar in school, meaning he comes from his native village Ambedkar in Ratnagiri district. His Marathi Brahmin teacher Krishnaji Keshav Ambedkar changed his surname from Ambedkar to his own surname Ambedkar in school records. In 1897, Ambedkar's family moved to Mumbai, where Ambedkar became the only untouchable enrolled at Elphinstone High School. In 1906, when he was about 15 years old, he married a 9-year-old girl, Ramabai. The match was arranged by the couple's parents. In 1907, he passed his matriculation examination, and in the following year, he entered Elphinstone College, which was affiliated to the University of Bombay, becoming, according to him, the first from his Mahar caste to do so. When he passed his English 4th standard examinations, the people of his community wanted to celebrate because they considered that he had reached great heights, which he says was hardly an occasion compared to the state of education in other communities. A public ceremony was evoked to celebrate his success by the community, and it was at this occasion that he was presented with a biography of the Buddha by Dada Kalaskar, the author and a family friend. By 1912, he obtained his degree in economics and political science from Bombay University and prepared to take up employment with the Baroda state government. In 1913, at the age of 22, Ambedkar was awarded a Baroda state scholarship of 1150 sterling per month for 3 years under a scheme established by Sayaji Rao Gaikwad III that was designed to provide opportunities for postgraduate education at Columbia University in New York City. Soon after arriving there, he settled in rooms at Livingston Hall with Naval Bathena Apasi, who was to be a lifelong friend. He passed his MA exam in June 1950, majoring in economics and other subjects of sociology, history, philosophy, and anthropology. He presented a thesis, Ancient Indian Commerce. Ambedkar was influenced by John Dewey and his work on democracy. In 1916, he completed his second master's thesis, National Dividend of India, a historic and analytical study, for a second MA. On 9 May, he presented the paper Castes in India, the Mechanism, Genesis, and Development before a seminar conducted by the anthropologist Alexander Goldenweiser. In October 1916, he enrolled for the bar course at Gray's Inn, and at the same time enrolled at the London School of Economics, where he started working on a doctoral thesis. In June 1917, he returned to India because his scholarship from Baroda ended. His book collection was dispatched on a different ship from the one he was on, and that ship was torpedoed and sunk by a German submarine. He got permission to return to London to submit his thesis within 4 years. As Ambedkar was educated by the princely state of Baroda, he was bound to serve it. He was appointed military secretary to the Gaikwad but had to quit in a short time. He described the incident in his autobiography, Waiting for a Visa. Thereafter, he tried to find ways to make a living for his growing family. He worked as a private tutor, as an accountant, and established an investment consulting business, but it failed when his clients learned that he was an untouchable. In 1918, he became professor of political economy in the Sydenham College of Commerce and Economics in Mumbai. Although he was successful with the students, other professors objected to his sharing a drinking water jug with them. Ambedkar had been invited to testify before the Southborough Committee, which was preparing the Government of India Act 1919. At this hearing, Ambedkar argued for creating separate electorates and reservations for untouchables and other religious communities. In 1920, he began the publication of the weekly Muknak, Leader of the Silent, in Mumbai with the help of Shahu of Kolhapur, that is Shahu IV. Ambedkar then completed a master's degree in 1921. His thesis was on the problem of the rupee, its origin and its solution. In 1923, he completed a DSc in economics, which was awarded from University of London, and same year he was called to the bar by Grace. Ambedkar went on to work as a legal professional. While practicing law in the Bombay High Court, he tried to promote education to untouchables and uplift them. His first organized attempt was his establishment of the central institution Bahishkrit Hitakarini Sabha, intended to promote education and socio-economic improvement as well as the welfare of outcasts, at the time referred to as depressed classes. For the defense of Dalit rights, he started many periodicals like Muknak, Bahishkrit Bharat and Equality Janta. He was appointed to the Bombay Presidency Committee to work with All European Simon Commission in 1925. Ambedkar himself wrote a separate set of recommendations for the future Constitution of India. By 1927, Ambedkar had decided to launch active movements against untouchability. He began with public movements and marches to open up public drinking water resources. He also began a struggle for the right to enter Hindu temples. He led a satyagraha at Mahat to fight for the right of the untouchable community to draw water from the main water tank of the town. In 1932, the British colonial government announced the formation of a separate electorate for depressed classes in the communal award. Mahatma Gandhi fiercely opposed a separate electorate for untouchables, saying he feared that such an arrangement would divide the Hindu community. Gandhi protested by fasting while imprisoned in the Arwada's central jail of Pune. Following the fast, congressional politicians and activists such as Madan Mohan Malviya and Palwankar Balu organized joint meetings with Ambedkar and his supporters at Arwada. On 25 September 1932, the agreement known as the Pune Pact was signed between Ambedkar on behalf of the depressed classes among Hindus and Madan Mohan Malviya on behalf of the other Hindus. The agreement gave reserved seats for the depressed classes in the provisional legislatures within the general electorate. Due to the pact, the depressed class received 148 seats in the legislature instead of the 71, as allocated in the communal award proposed earlier by the colonial government under Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald. The text used the term depressed classes to denote untouchables among Hindus who were later called scheduled castes and scheduled tribes under the Indian Act 1935 and the later Indian Constitution of 1950. In the Pune Pact, a unified electorate was in principle formed, but primary and secondary elections allowed untouchables in practice to choose their own candidates. In 1935, Ambedkar was appointed principal of the Government Law College, Bombay, a position he held for 2 years. He also served as the chairman of Ramjas College, University of Delhi. Settling in Bombay, today called Mumbai, Ambedkar oversaw the construction of a house and stocked his personal library with more than 50,000 books. His wife Ramabai died after a long illness the same year. In 1936, Ambedkar founded the Independent Labour Party, which contested the 1937 Bombay election to the Central Legislative Assembly for the 13 reserved and 4 general seats and secured 11 and 3 seats respectively. Ambedkar published his book Annihilation of Caste on 15 May 1936. During this time, Ambedkar also fought against the Koti system prevalent in Konkan, where courts of government revenue collectors regularly exploited farmers and tenants. In 1937, Ambedkar tabled a bill in the Bombay Legislative Assembly aimed at abolishing the Koti system by creating a direct relationship between government and farmers. Ambedkar served on the Defense Advisory Committee and the Viceroy's Executive Council as Minister of Labour. Ambedkar was ultimately included as the Law Minister of India in the first Nehru ministry after Gandhi recommended his name to Nehru. Upon India's independence on 15 August 1947, the new Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru invited Ambedkar to serve as the Dominion of India's Law Minister. 2 weeks later, he was appointed Chairman of the Drafting Committee of the Constitution for the future Republic of India. Ambedkar was one of the ministers who argued for extensive economic and social rights for women, and won the Assembly's support for introducing a system of reservations of jobs in the civil services, schools and colleges for members of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes and other backward class, a system akin to affirmative action. India's lawmakers hope to eradicate the socio-economic inequalities and lack of opportunities for India's depressed classes through these measures. The Constitution was adopted on 26 November 1949 by the Constituent Assembly. After completing the draft of India's Constitution in the late 1940s, he suffered with health issues and went to Bombay for treatment, and there met Sharda Kabir, MBBS, whom he married 15 April 1948 at his home in New Delhi. Doctors recommended a companion who was a good cook and was a medical practitioner to care for him. She adopted the name Savita Ambedkar and cared for him the rest of his life. Ambedkar died in his sleep on 6 December 1956 at his home in Delhi. Savita Ambedkar, who was called also Mai, died on 29 May 2003, aged 93 in Mumbai. Ambedkar's legacy as a socio-political reformer had a deep effect on modern India. In post-independence India, his socio-political thought is respected across the political spectrum. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar was awarded Bharat Ratna posthumously. B.R. Ambedkar was conferred Bharat Ratna on March 31, 1990. Many public institutions are named in his honor. Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar International Airport in Nagpur, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar National Institute of Technology, Jalandhar, Ambedkar University, Delhi is also named in his honor. Due to his role in economics, Narendra Jadhav, a notable Indian economist, has said that Ambedkar was the highest educated Indian economist of all times. Amartya Sen said that Ambedkar is the father of my economics, and he was a highly controversial figure in his home country, though it was not the reality. His contribution in the field of economics is marvelous and will be remembered forever. On 2nd April 1967, an 3.66 meter or 12 foot tall bronze statue of Ambedkar was installed in the Parliament of India. The statue was unveiled by then President of India, Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. The statue of B.R. Ambedkar, located in Hyderabad, was inaugurated on 14 April 2023 on the 132nd Ambedkar Jayanti. On 19 January 2024, a 125 feet tall statue of social justice of Ambedkar was installed in Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh. which stands on an 81 feet high platform. The Ambedkar statues in Hyderabad and Vijayawada are the fifth and fourth tallest statues in India respectively. In May 2026, a 450 feet tall statue of equality of Baba Saheb Ambedkar will be ready at Hindu Mill in Mumbai, which will be the second tallest statue in India and the third tallest statue in the world. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is a reminder that one person can make a difference. His life's work continues to inspire people around the world, a shining example of the power of education, perseverance, dedication to a noble cause. Glossary: discrimination, the unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people, especially on the grounds of ethnicity, age, sex, or disability. In Telugu, it is vivaksha, segregated, set apart from each other, isolated, or divided. In Telugu, it is veru cheyabadindi, affiliated of a subsidiary group or a person officially attached or connected to an organization. In Telugu, it is anubandhinchabadda. Thesis, a long essay or dissertation involving personal research written by a candidate for a university degree. In Telugu, it is oka vyasam. Anthropologist. Anthropologist is the scientific study of humanity encompassing the study of human beings in the past and present, focusing on their physical, biological, cultural, and social aspects with the goal of understanding our origins, diversity, and shared humanity. In Telugu, it is Manava Shastram. Torpedo. A torpedo is a type of missile or bomb fired underwater. In Telugu, it is నీటి ఉపరితలం పైన లేదా కింద ప్రయోగించబడే నీటి అడుగున ఉన్న ఆయుధం. Allocated, distribute resources or duties for a particular purpose. In Telugu, it is కేటాయించబడటం. Affirmative, agreeing with the or consenting to a statement or request. In Telugu, it is నిశ్చయాత్మకమైన, eradicate, destroy completely. In Telugu, it is నిర్మూలించు.
Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe for more videos.